bobbing around from side to side. So that and there we've got this kind of strange thing going on. So we've got this curve now. Pre-infinity cycle, curves, post-infinity cycle. I'm just going to make sure this is splined. So you got this. So yeah, see now the tail's not doing anything weird in quite the same way. And then to get the motion on the tail, we really do the same thing we did with the head, the up and down motion of the head. So what I then do is, well, the first thing I get the tail in the right position because it looks all wrong just now. So let's make this more similar. Let's get the tail looking like it does. It's amazing, posing is so important, just to get the character to look real. It's amazing how much mileage you can get just from having the head in the right position and not, too far down or something. People often forget how important it is. Okay, so there we go. So we've got the tail like this, which looks kind of like a leopard's tail. And then I'm just going to do that thing where I'm using the animation that we've already got, and I'm going to start pasting it down onto the tail. So again, you got in the case of the leopard, it's the up and down motion of the body I'm going to use for there is no up and down on the tail because it's FK, they're FK controllers, so there's only, yeah, there is, but it's not really what you use in an FK control. You use rotations. I can key them, but for FK control you use rotation. So basically the up and down, I'm going to use the up and down on this one here, this up and down motion. I'm going to go edit, copy, and my up and down motion on this starts on, let's see, I'm going to go back a bit, -6, just so I can, but -5, no, -3. So I'm going to go to the first controller I'm going to use, and I'm going to paste it onto I just check out my axes. I can see it has to be the Z, you see, because the Y is that's the X, and this is obviously the Z axis. So I go to the Z again, and on -3 I'll make a key. I'll get rid of these. It's just so I've got it pasted, and then I'm just going to go edit, paste, and then I'm going to move this up. Okay, so up a bit. Let's see what this looks like, and I'll make sure this is looping. Curves, post-infinity cycle. Okay, so we've got this. And then that was on -3. And then I'm going to go to this one, and I'll go to I'll go to like 1 or 1, and I'll press this again. And then I'll paste this again, paste. And then I'll drop it, and then I'll curves, post-infinity cycle, curves, pre-infinity cycle. So then I've pasted it, I'm offsetting them. I wonder if this needs a bit more. If I want to kind of increase it, I can just maybe go like this. I'm going to find a move. The tails don't actually move that much, but I'll go to this one. What was this done on? I did this on 1. I'll do this on 4. Edit, paste. Pre-infinity cycle, curves, post-infinity cycle. And I'll just make this bigger. and I'll move it up. So because so there we go, or down I should say, and then you got this. Just that kind of bounce. Yeah, and I just carry on doing that down through the tail, and of course you have all these other controllers, like you would have the feet spread when they hit the ground and not spread. But the one thing I would say, so let's just not dwell too long on this. The one thing I would say about this kind of thing is when you have it kind of working, what I would always do, because I have presently got the animation slipped, which has really helped me, but I have one cycle here, I've got one cycle over here, I've got one cycle here, I've got one cycle here. You can see it's a little bit confusing. So what I would normally do when I've got things working is I'll go in and I will bake out the animation on the controllers that I have, just frames 1 to 31. So I'd go to 1 and then I go to frame 31. I'll get rid of that, make it 31. So I've only got this, and then I would just select, an easy way of doing this is turning the polygons off, and I can go in and I would select everything minus this controller. Oops, let's do that again. Everything minus this. Oh, it's still selected. Let's try again. Oh, I see. I would select everything. So I've just selected all. Not select that. Not select that. And then just bake it out on 2s up to frame 31. So then I just go edit, keys, bake simulation. I'd sample on 2s because it's a walk, and just in a time slider. But what I would do is not keep the baked keys. So I'll just bake this out. Okay, so one of the perennial problems of Maya is it crashes, and it seems to crash a lot when you're trying to bake things. I don't know if this is, there are various hypotheses for why this is happening. It might be something to do with it being a student version or your system. I don't know if it happens less on, if you're on a full version of Maya. Anyway, there is a way around baking issues. One way, of course, is to bake out all the controls individually, which is quite time consuming, and see which ones are causing you the problem. Another thing you can do, and I'll show you on this foot, I want all my animation to be just sandwiched between 1 and 31, which is the actual cycle. I don't want anything beyond that. What I can do, I've done this to quite a few of these already. Actually, that one's not been done. Let's see, 31. What I can do, I'll show you how to do it here. Key here, go to 1. I'll delete everything before it, so you'll see it makes a cycle again. But I'll show you on this foot. What you can do is, if you find out what control is not baking, you can, here's my kind of cycle, which starts at frame 9. I've done this on the other feet already, but I'm going to go in, select all the controls. So I'll go and select this, this, and this, and I'll do it again. So this, and this, And then I'm just going to select all the animation. Have to go a bit further up. It goes to 62. So I'm going to select all this animation, not this actually, all this. Oh, come on. To 42. I'll make sure it's all keyed. So it's always good to have it all keyed on all the different channels. So key it there, go copy, get rid of that frame, I don't know what that's doing. And then I'm going to paste this with all these controls selected just onto the end, onto here. I'll go here like this. Paste. And now you see I've got 2 cycles. Nothing's changed, I've just pasted this onto the end. But the good thing about this is now, if I go back to frame 1, I can shift this all along. You see, before I couldn't do it, because when I shift the animation, I need to make sure it's keyframed animation. So for example, I'm going to put my cursor on 26, but I'm going to shift back, so this peak here is on 26. You see, so I'm going to keep it here, and then I'll shift back this way like this until this goes 26. So it's in the same position, yeah? And then I can go to frame number 1, which now has keyframes on it, and I can key every channel, like I've just done there. I can get rid of all this stuff before number 1, like so. And I can get rid of everything after 31, after keying everything on, because there's keying everything there, like so. And then I have, if I was to select, turn this off, just select my character. I still have some animation further forward, but I think the vast majority, I'm just trying to think, what is that? That is, anyway, I've still got some animation on other curves. Stuff here, don't think it's actually doing anything. But anyway, all my principal animation is between frames 1 and 31. So if I was to click on, say, that foot or anything in there, it's between 1 and 31. If I was to click, here we go, on this foot, it's between 1 and 31. I think there are some things in this foot that are not between 1 and 31. This thing here, but I can change that. Like I can go to, I can do the same thing I did. I can move this backwards. I can go back to frame 1 and simply move this so that this keyframe, because I've cut and pasted them, is the first one, and key a frame there, and then go to 31, key in every channel there, and then just get rid of the rest. And what it means is you end up having all your animation in the same place. Anyway, hopefully you never need to use that, because baking will work, but it is a workaround. And yeah, there essentially is, I'm just going to open this up, get this off, and mute selected. I mean, and obviously this is very rough, but this is how you animate, you know, a walking animal. And, you know, you get results quite quickly in spite of, you know, all the crashing and other things you have to put up with Maya. Anyway, I hope this is of interest and you got some worthwhile information out of it.